Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
Good morning, geekdom! Welcome, everybody, to the Two Geeks and a Microphone show. So glad you can make it here with us. I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with the one, the only, Mr. Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom land.
Now, how many of you out there had a good night's sleep? Because, by golly, it was a rough night for the both of us.
Oh, yeah. Acid reflux sucks. Let's just put it that way.
Right on. I hear you. Getting up with pets in the middle of the night is not that much more better. And I'm not drinking on that one.
Yeah, we haven't had a pet for a while, so I don't have that issue. So
Gotcha. Well, welcome, Brian Ramsey. Good morning, sir. Welcome.
Good morning, Brian.
We love
you. Next week, we're going to have one of the three geeky dads on with us.
I know.
Looking forward to that.
Very exciting. That's if he's able to get it watched in time. You want to talk about what's happening next week real quick?
Next week, Werewolf by Night premieres on Disney Plus.
Friday night.
So we are going to watch it Friday night, and Saturday morning, we are going to review that, hopefully with the great Mark from Three Geeky Dads.
That's right. It's very exciting. Very exciting stuff. So, yeah. Just in case you guys didn't know, next week, I am actually pretty excited because the trailer for Werewolf by Night looked splendorific. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh. Really all in good. Black and white, like the original Universal Monsters movies. Yeah. It looks incredible. I can't wait.
Yeah. Do you think that some of it's just this really isn't our topic for today, everybody. We're talking about Rob Zombie's The Munsters on Netflix, but I just got to ask you. Hey, let's not get a copyright strike, eh? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, did you go all Canadian on me there?
I don't know what just happened.
Take off, you hoser. I love it.
Hey, Brian said that he's here. It's getting very positive early reviews. So
wait a minute. He's talking about Werewolf by Night, right? Because I know the Munsters aren't getting positive.
Right. I am positive that his positive statement is Werewolf by Night.
Okay. Although I might surprise you a bit with my review today. We'll save that. We'll save that. Save it for the podcast.
Okay.
Save it for the podcast.
Right on.
Or at least save it for the main topic anyway. Yes, right. He clarifies Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night looks incredible. I am so looking forward to that one. Until then, I guess we should move on to news.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that is part of the news.
Well, yeah.
We just didn't say it. I just rolled right into it because I'm pretty excited about it, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey, everybody, if you're listening to the show, Mike and I love the Three Geeky Dads and their podcasts and stuff. And so they're usually in the chat. They're a lot of fun. We enjoy their episodes. So having Mark, one of the Three Geeky Dads, with us next week, who's really big on horror, he can school me in the ways of horror, you know.
Hey,
that sounded kind of funny though. I may need to restate that.
Since I gave a baseball update last week with pool hosts joining the 700 club, this week the Cardinals are officially the National League Central champions. Go Cards.
Yay. Very cool.
Don't sound too excited there, Steven.
I'm still a Kansas City Royals fan.
Boo.
I used to be
traitor.
Cardinals
traitor. Fan. You're a traitor. I don't even live in KC anymore.
I know, but Montana doesn't have a there's not a major league team up here, so
yeah, that's funny. I don't know who you guys root for up there.
right? You're just whoever.
Oh yeah, and Blues doing great in the preseason too. I think they're undefeated in the preseason so far.
Oh, nice, very nice.
Preseason, no, and I'm not too worried about that. Anyway, moving on to geeky news.
Geeky news, go for
Geeky
it.
news. So really, the only thing I got is we got the green light and the go ahead and the first two trailers, or well, I don't know if you could call them trailers, teasers, for Deadpool
Teasers.
3, starring none other than Ryan Reynolds, but also the great Wolverine himself, Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
Woohoo!
This is going to be the best Deadpool movie ever.
Yes, yes.
Megan's over there shaking her head, but she knows it's true. I don't care what she says.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very glad. I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Yeah,
Love
he's
him.
great.
And being this is, I think having this as the last outing of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is going to be a great final. Because while
the last outing. Sorry, I had to put the quotation marks up.
Right. Well, I thought Logan was good in its style and what it was. I enjoyed it, but I don't know. It just seemed anticlimactic for the last outing for.
I was not
Hugh
a
Jackman.
big fan of that movie. I know there's a lot of people out there. I think the Three Geeky Dads are big fans of that one, and I was like, I don't know if I like this one. It's just depressing.
Right.
Yeah. I did like the teasers though. I think Ryan Reynolds did a great job on those teasers. The first one, him trying to come up with ideas for the next Deadpool movie, and he's on the toilet reading the comic book, which is a Wolverine Deadpool crossover comic book. I think it was whatever the latest crossover Marvel had done with those two. And that doesn't necessarily mean that's the movie's going to be based on that story, but it was just funny. He's trying to get his inspiration and everything, and it was practically a ad palooza for everything Ryan Reynolds. I mean, he had his Aviator gin in there, pouring it into his Deadpool mug. I heard that he had some kind of reference to his soccer team in there. The whole thing looked like a Mint Mobile ad. It really. Yeah. I mean, am I watching a Mint Mobile ad or am I watching a Deadpool ad here? I don't know what I'm watching. So that was funny, but that was the first one. And then, well, actually, I guess there's been 3 technically, because then, or maybe no, I guess that was at the end of this first one. He's sitting there in the house, and I was watching another video. They said that they think the house might be the same house that they used for the Logan movie too, which I thought was kind of cool.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that in ages. So
yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time, so I don't remember what the house looked like. But that's what somebody said.
It was Logan was too traumatic for me to watch a second time. I'm just kidding.
So, but yeah, he's sitting there, and all of a sudden Hugh Jackman walks by in the background. He's like, "Hey, Hugh, want to play Wolverine one more time?" Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, right.
That was great. I loved it. But then the second one was freaking hilarious because they pretend like they're giving away the plot and they mute the whole thing, and it's just them mouthing stuff. And there's actually a video out there somebody translated through lip reading what all they said, and it was just kind of random. And then he beats me, and then I beat him, and blah blah blah.
Lots of explosions.
Yeah, and lots of explosions. It was pretty funny.
It was great. I'm so glad they did that follow up, because the first one you're like, is this really for real? Kind of a thing. It's just being goofy, Ryan Reynolds being goofy and stuff. And then when the next, you're like, no, this is going to be for real. And then because they had the whole logo with Deadpool face with the Wolverine claws.
Wolverine claws.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is going to be great. And then the next day just confirmed it. that second trailer, just confirmed like this is gonna be epic.
Ryan Reynolds does a good job with marketing. He's a pretty smart marketing guy. I got to hand it to him. I like that. So that's
very cool.
All I got in the geek news.
Okay. Brian says, I was disappointed that they didn't use Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up. Would have been totally on brand for Ryan Reynolds to Rick.
Would you say it?
I said, honestly, yeah, that is a very Ryan Reynolds thing.
Yeah, they probably should have. Oh, Zig popped into the chat.
Hey, Zig, welcome, buddy.
Zig from Nerdery and Murdery. Or as Zig likes to say, murder. It's just for you, buddy.
Those two do probably some of the best research of any podcasts that are out there.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying.
Awesome. They are awesome.
It's so good.
Yeah, definitely check out Nerdery and Murdery. Fantastic show. Zig's been going over I'm a little bit behind on both Nerdery and Murdery and Three Geeky Dads, but I just listened to Zig's episode on Intellivision, the game system. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Very nice.
Okay, anyway, let's move on to Geekdar real quick, shall we? Here we go.
Yes.
You don't need that, Private. We're right here. Now, what is it? Now, what is it? I'm having trouble with the radar, sir. What's wrong with it? I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps. The what? The what? And the what? You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. It's not all he's lost.
Yes, and some people say the same of us. Anyway, so I don't have a lot of my Geekdar today.
Okay.
This week was crazy busy at work, so it's just been a stressful week. So, but I did have some fun. I rewatched some Munsters episodes, just a couple of original Munsters episodes, kind of get into today's theme, the Munsters. But I just, for the fun of it, I delved into some Red Dwarf. I love me some Red Dwarf. For those of you who do not know what Red Dwarf is a British sci-fi comedy. Came out in the late 80s, early 90s, and it is just hilarious. I think Megan and I watched the first 6 episodes of Red Dwarf.
I only got 3. We've watched 6 episodes of Sandman.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah. We watched some more Sandman too.
And
how many episodes in are you on Sandman?
I think 6 on that one.
I got to catch up with you. Okay.
I've been working night shift all week.
I will warn you, the last episode we watched is a little weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little weird.
Also, Red Dwarf started 1988.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I was right.
88 or 89?
88.
Well, Google said it. I'm just reading Google.
According to the Googles, it's 88. So.
I don't know. I think I trust Zig over Google.
Oh, yeah. Zig said 89, didn't he? Yeah. Zig's usually up on his game, so we'll go with Zig.
Yeah.
Oh, go for Fluffernuts on too. Good morning.
Go for Fluffernut. Long time no see.
Zig just corrected himself. He says 88 now.
Oh, maybe it was 88. Okay.
Brian
said good choice on your Red Dwarf.
Thank you. Yeah, if you guys haven't watched Red Dwarf, if you like British comedy and British sci-fi for that matter, it is freaking hilarious. It is one of the funniest shows ever. It's so good.
Agreed.
Brenda and I stumbled on it back when we were dating years and years ago, and I don't know. I think it was one of the Channel 9's. Their marathons, their drive for membership things or whatever. And usually they show Doctor Who for those things. And I was expecting Doctor Who. And the one we happened to tune in, they were showing Red Dwarf. And I was like, what is Red Dwarf? I had never heard of it at the time. And she and I started watching it, and we're like, this is hilarious. It's so funny. So I want to get through all of the original seasons because there are 2 or 3 new seasons.
I think we watched them when they came out.
No, we haven't.
I thought we started at least.
We may have turned it on, but then I wanted to watch through everything, and then
You got
things.
distracted.
Yeah, things happen, and so
What's that
now my
voice that
goal
keeps
is to get
talking?
through the.
I keep hearing this voice.
Oh.
I'm just kidding, Megan.
I like being heard, not seen.
It's all good, Megan. We love having you with us.
When you say heard and seen, that reminds me of Petra. Seen and not heard, seen and not heard. Anyway.
Oh, Brenda said that's when I knew Michael and I were a match made in heaven.
when we both discovered Red Dwarf together. Well, it was either that or we had to watch Patty Duke, and I'd rather watch Red Dwarf. So, because she's a 1950s TV holic and watches all the shows from the 50s and stuff like that. And
she must love TV Land then.
Oh yeah. She's I
right
think
on.
For one of the first, I think she is the first viewer of TV Land. Honestly,
right. Very cool.
All right, I better shut up before I get in trouble.
Well, here's what's on my geekdar. Speaking of wives, I have a wonderful wife who a couple of years ago we went to Vegas, and one of the things on my bucket list was to go see David Copperfield. I love magic. Nice. I love magic shows. She got us third row seats.
Oh, wow.
And that we had our own little table so we could get drinks or whatever. We were, that's how that. And I got to see David Copperfield.
So the margaritas were flowing?
I like that. That's good. For her, they were. So,
if I would have been there, I would have been drinking them too.
Right. Anyway. So David Copperfield was actually, I'm glad it was on my bucket list, but I was actually disappointed.
Really?
I was. He is a jerk.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I just saw
on stage.
No, we were so close that I could see how he was interacting with his stagehands and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I but anyway, that's not my point in my story. So, but I love magic. So Kelly last weekend. So after the show, we did the show last Saturday. We went and got ready and went to a magic show with a guy who is from Bozeman, and all of a sudden, I can't think of his name. Oh man, it was a fabulous show. It was better than Copperfield. It was great. Really? Yes, and we were second row. She got a second row seats, and she let me sit on the end because we were in the middle, and so there was a walkway in the middle. So, I didn't sit on the end. Troy got to sit on the end, but we were on the end, so there was no one else, so you could really see everything as people came through or things came through and stuff. It was absolutely fabulous. Awesome. So. Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name. But anyway, he normally works with tigers, but his tigers, he had them at a home kind of a thing. They're doing training with their tigers and stuff like that. So he actually is going to have. No, nobody does have tigers. They train the tigers, and actually here in Bozeman and stuff, they stay with them. But then they actually have a habitat for them, and they were at the habitat. Oh, so cool. I say all of that to set the stage for, I told Kelly, I said, there is a movie you've got to watch about magic and stuff. And so I got her convinced to watch. I showed her the trailer for The Prestige. Speaking of Hugh Jackman.
That is not where I thought you were going to go.
Oh, where'd you think I was going to go?
I thought you were going to go.
Now You See Me?
Yeah, Now You See Me.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun magic.
That is a really good movie, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I decided to show her The Prestige because The Prestige kind of teaches you the parts of a magic trick. Oh, okay. And it's all about how tricks are done. And it's really it's a Christopher Nolan film. So it's, the guy who did the Batman, movies and stuff and all kinds of, Inception and other movies. And so Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale, Scarlett Johansson, Michael Caine. I mean, it's just an incredible cast. And so I tell you what, we stayed up later than we should have. Let me say, just because we're like, I had seen it before. So watching it a second time was even better It was much more better.
Much more
Ding,
better.
ding, than watching it the first time because I already knew the ending. Yes, Brian, David Bowie played Tesla. It did a good job, actually. Yeah, so go for Fluffernut says, it is risky to finally see your idols. I've met a few jerks too. Yeah, right. So
Yeah, that's disappointing to hear about David Copperfield, but
it was yeah, it was weird. Maybe he's been doing it for so long and stuff like that. So but anyway, so yeah, so that was on our Geekdar. Loved it. I love seeing it a second time, knowing it. It really shocked Kelly, some of the endings. It's not just one twist at the end. For those who have not seen it, I'm not going to spoil it for you. There's not just one twist, there's several twists. And you almost have to see it a second time. Kelly, thank you. So Owen House is the
look at that. Kelly coming in as our Tito.
You're right on. Love you, honey. See, I was saying how awesome of a wife you are. And here she is. And, yep, Jay Owen House. Yes, he was fabulous. So, by the way, Jay Owen House has a gig in Vegas. So he told everybody, look, when you come to, because he's from Bozeman, and he said, you guys come up. And he said, he told us what to do because I don't have my Tigers here. Do XYZ. And then he goes, I'll get you upgraded to what's the word, extra passes, or get extra, we'll upgrade your passes to VIP.
Nice.
And stuff, because since I didn't have he felt bad about not having the Tigers there for the show and stuff like that.
So that's cool. Very cool.
He was a great magician. If you get a chance to see him, go see him.
Brian says that we need to remember to ask Mark next week about Lou Ferrigno.
Speaking of jerks. Oh, thanks, Brian. I'll do that. Yeah. Because Mike, you and I saw him when we were at the St. Louis Comic-Con. He was there.
Yes, we did.
Well, I mean, we didn't pay to get his autograph or get in line. We just kind of saw him from afar.
Yeah, we just saw him. Yeah. And just for Brenda, I'm giving it 110%.
I remember that story you guys tell us on the show.
Yeah. Okay. So what?
I have something.
Okay. Megan's got something.
Okay, go ahead. I got one more thing. Go ahead, Megan.
Come in. There we go. So you're not in a disembodied voice.
I like being
That's right. People can see you. Good morning, Megan. Give me just a second. I'll get that so we can see you better. There we go.
All right. What's your Geekdar?
Since it came out yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I did watch it last night. Thought I'd throw out Hocus Pocus 2.
Ooh, how was it?
Fantastic. I loved it. And I've only seen the original once.
Really?
I only watched it for the first time like last year.
No, that can't be right.
I never grew up with it. I
focused
more on Halloween Town.
I think you're mistaken.
Your
mom's a big fan of that movie.
I had never seen it until like either last year or the year before.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to argue with you on there.
I always watched Halloween Town.
Okay. All right. I think you're crazy, but
Right.
all right.
That's all right.
I watched it. I never remembered it.
Sure.
I rewatched it last year on Disney Plus.
I will say I wish I would have rewatched the first before watching the second.
Because you couldn't remember what was going on?
Yeah, I mean there was a recap, but I still it would have had that. It would have been better to watch. I can't talk. It's definitely a movie where you should watch the first one before you watch the second one, at least within where you can remember it more.
So they didn't give as good a recap as Obi-Wan Kenobi did of the prequels.
I mean, it has a pretty good recap. I just would have rather had all the details.
Okay. So
important parts.
So you're saying I probably should watch, or anybody listening should watch the first one before they watch the second one, but the second one is worth watching.
Oh, absolutely. The second one's absolutely worth watching.
Okay.
Okay. If you know the movie well, then you probably don't have to. But me only having seen it once before, I didn't really remember it. Most people probably know more than I do for it and remember it better. So, but if you're like me and only have watched it like once or twice, I would rewatch it.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Megan. Awesome. Very cool.
All right.
So here's my last thing, and I'm only going to take 30 seconds. On Netflix, there was a preview, a trailer that came out this week. Guillermo del Toro, whatever. I can never say his name right, but the horror guy.
I think you said it right the first time.
Oh, thanks, Megan. Has a new series coming out.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about this.
Called Cabinet of Curiosities, and it's 8 short stories. And I think it's going to be like a 4-night event. So they're going to do probably 2 each night or something like that. And it's Halloween week, so the week before Halloween.
Oh, cool.
Looks, you guys know I'm not a horror guy, but the cast that he's got for these is phenomenal. It's an incredible cast, it looks like, and looks good for Halloween week. Just saying. All right, there's my 30 seconds. I'm done.
We're going to turn you into a horror guy yet.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of that, in just 2 more weeks, we've got Halloween Ends. Oh,
that's right.
Can't wait. I wonder if evil will finally die tonight.
Yeah. Evil will die tonight.
Evil's going to die tonight. No, it's not. Shut up.
Evil dies tonight.
All right, but that's not our main topic today.
Dude, could you imagine if the evil dies tonight, if we make that a drinking game? I think we'd all die of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, right. So, moving on to our main event.
Yeah, this isn't going to take long, guys.
I just got one thing to say. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back of my Dracula. Sorry.
Nice.
Got to get my Rob Zombie reference in there. I am a big fan of that song. I am a big fan of that album. Hellbilly Deluxe is an amazing Rob Zombie album. The follow-up was good too, but I don't remember the title of that album.
Well, it must not have been that good.
No, it was a good one.
Just kidding.
It's the ones he's put out after those that just they make me cringe.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of a lot of stuff he did after those 2, but those 2 are amazing albums. I mean, I love those. And then, of course, I'm a big fan of More Human Than Human by White Zombie. Incredible song. White Zombie's put out some cool stuff too. That was his band before he went solo. Anyway, so Rob Zombie is known for his music, of course, and his horror movies. He's had a sling of horror movies. House of a Thousand Corpses.
Was that his first one?
Yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses was first one. Then it was
I think I was working
Devil's
at Blockbuster
Reject.
when that one came out.
Probably. I would think so.
Boy, that's a long time ago. Over 20 years.
Devil's Rejects. He did Halloween 2. He did a few more that I don't remember.
He did Ace Ventura?
Not that I know of. I don't think he did Ace Ventura.
I think he may have been in it. I know.
Megan's looking at the wrong IMDb.
Right. Brian says he started out as a production designer for Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, that's why I went downhill. That's why I was all about horror movies after that. I'm just teasing. I'm teasing.
That's hilarious. I had no idea of that.
He is an amazing artist.
Yeah, his artwork is incredible. His artwork is fantastic. And I know a lot of his designs are used in his live show. You know, they use a lot of his designs to create the oversized characters and stuff. Right. He uses a lot of characters in his live show that kind of resemble a band called Gwar.
Oh, yes.
Which I used to be a big fan of Gwar too. So
hey, everybody, we're going to spend more time doing background on Rob Zombie than we are going to about the Munsters. I'm just saying.
All right. Well,
that wasn't a dig towards you. That was a dig towards the Munsters.
Oh, no. The what?
Munsters.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
You said it wrong earlier.
Yeah, I thought.
No, I didn't. It's just the slur of my speech. They even sounded wrong. The slur.
Well, you know, they do refer to him as the monsters in the movie too, and I immediately thought of you.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, great. That's hilarious. Oh yeah, yeah. Brian said odorous Arungus.
Among Us.
That was
Among
the
Us.
lead singer of Guar before he died. Anyway,
Gotcha.
so yeah, Rob Zombie is a huge Munsters fan. Obviously, the song Dragula is a tribute to the Munsters TV episode where, in fact, I just watched the clip this morning before we went on.
Okay.
Where Herman goes to the racetrack and he bets their family car, which is an amazing car, by the way.
Right.
So in order to get his car back, Grandpa creates the Dragula, which is a coffin dragster. It's amazing. It's awesome. And so the song Dragula is inspired by Dragula from the Munsters. So
Munsters.
Rob Zombie is a huge Munsters fan. He's claimed that he's been wanting to do this movie for the last 20 years. Yeah. There are good things and bad things about this film.
Okay.
Anyway.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Are you doing your overall review and then our numbers out of what? What do you want to use it for?
So I think our numbers should be Igor Bats.
Igor Bats, really? I thought you would have gone Dragulas, even though that wasn't in there.
we can go Dragula. I only said Igor Bats because actually the Igor Bat is in it, and we get kind of the backstory of why he's a bat,
right?
And Dragula wasn't actually in it. That's the only reason I said Igor. But we can do Dragula if you want. What do you want? Oh, Steven froze up. You there, Steven?
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hello?
I can't hear you. We're having connectivity issues on my side, it looks like.
Okay. Well, okay, so we did get the story of Igor Bat, just in case. So let's see what's happening. Dun, dun, dun. I will keep talking just in case. So I am still talking, maybe
there
talking.
We go.
You got me back?
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
So we're going Igor Bats, or are we going Dragula?
Okay, so it doesn't matter. Whichever you decide, go for it.
I'm getting to that, Brian. I'm getting that. Don't jump ahead of me. All right, we'll just go Igor Bats because Dragula wasn't in it. So
good point. Good point.
All right, out of 10 Igor Bats, I am going to give this a 6.
Okay.
I will give it 6 Igor Bats. I went into this thinking this is going to be an amazingly terrible movie. I really did. It wasn't amazing terrible. It's just slightly terrible.
Okay.
There actually was some fun bits to this movie.
Okay.
It to me it doesn't pay enough respect to the Munsters.
Oh.
But yeah, I think he as a Munsters fanatic, I think he could have done a much better job, honestly.
He did much better with Halloween than Munsters.
Yeah, well, some diehard Halloween fans would argue with you on that one too. I
like his Halloween better.
Oh, I liked his backstory in Halloween, but we're not going to talk about Halloween because we're going to get to Halloween in a couple weeks. Anyway, it's so hard. It really is.
Right.
I wanted to love this movie. I really did because I am a big Munsters fan. I grew up watching the Munsters every day after school. I'd come home and watch the Munsters. You know, it's a fun childhood memory that I enjoy very much. So you got Sherry Moon, his wife, playing Lily. She did okay.
Sherry Moon Zombie. Yes. Okay.
She did okay. Not great, not bad. You know, just okay. Jeff Daniels Phillips played Herman Munster. He did better than I thought he was going to do.
Yes.
Because when I saw it, when I saw the preview, I was like, oh God, this is going to be horrible. I think he did a little bit better. Grandpa was, again, okay. I hate the mustache. I don't understand why he added a mustache to Grandpa. I don't know if that actor just normally has a mustache, and that's why I don't.
No, that actor doesn't.
Okay, I don't get it. Grandpa never had a mustache in the original Munsters. I don't understand it. And he didn't have a cigar. Grandpa always has a cigar. Almost every single Munsters episode. Watch it. Of course, that's probably Disney wouldn't allow. Or no, this isn't Disney. That's right.
It's Netflix.
See, Netflix should have allowed that. Anyway,
Right.
You got that whole smoking thing, no smoking, and blah blah blah. I mean, I don't smoke, but it's part of the character, you know. It's kind of like Wolverine. I wonder what's going to happen with that. Sorry, squirrel. Squirreling everywhere with this. Yeah, there were some things that I enjoyed, some things that. So, all right, what's your rating of this?
All right, everybody. So, let me tell you a little bit of a story.
Steven Skip.
I watched 20 minutes of it, and I was done. I was like, after the cave is a rockin', don't come a knockin' by Nosferatu. I was like, this is, you know, I struggled. So, and then that's when you and I talked afterward, not right after that, but the next day and stuff. And you're like, come on, man. You know, we're like, we got to watch this. We got to suffer through it together for the show. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Thanks for suffering through it with me. Appreciate that.
I watched an hour of it, another hour of it. And then I was hitting the Steven Skip.
That's hilarious.
Once we got to the whole thing about, you know, the whole, how shall I say, the whole land deal, or, you know, the selling of the castle thing and stuff like that. And, you know, looking back on it, I get it, you know, because kind of like with the Igor bat, you kind of get the backstory. Okay, we get what's the word I'm trying to say? We get the backstory of how they get to the house and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm like, okay, I get that, you know, kind of a thing. And then, but still I was just like, nah, skip.
So
I haven't missed anything. Skip. Nope. Still haven't missed anything. Skip. At all. So now I don't just hit skip. I go, I'll hit skip and going, I'll give it 2 seconds. Yeah, skip.
Oh my gosh, 2 seconds. That's not enough time. I'm sorry.
No, I'm like, if it's the same.
But I got to give you grace for this one, but man, 2 seconds.
That's all I need to know if I need to hit another 15 seconds. Then I'm like, okay, I can continue on.
I need a wall with a bullseye on it so I can bang my head against it. Anyway. Oh my gosh.
So
this was not the best of movies, but come on, 2 seconds. Not enough time.
I thought, here's what I did think. I thought the costuming was great. I thought the settings that they had created, the sets and stuff, were really good. They really were. Yeah. The acting as a whole was overdone. Like overacting big time. And part of me thought, well, maybe that's just because we want to hit the campy back to the Munsters original show. And no, it was just bad. There was a couple of scenes that were just horribly bad. And the story was so kind of a thing. So,
well, the story was messed up, man. I mean, it was convoluted, you know, because you got like 3 plot lines going on at the same time. And it was too much, and I hated the whole land thing. I absolutely
the land grab.
Yeah, and then the ending. The ending was utterly stupid. I can't stand the ending. They shouldn't even ended it like that.
That's probably why I skipped it, because I don't know what you're talking about. No, I'm just kidding.
That was dumb. That was dumb. I can't fault you for skipping that because it was terrible.
No, you talking about like there's so many freaks outside.
No. Actually, that was kind of funny. I thought, you know, because I mean that plays.
Sense.
Yeah, that made sense with the Munster universe. I get that. No. We'll get to the end in a little bit.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I interrupted your your breakdown.
No, that's okay. So I appreciate it. I give it realistically. The question is, would I ever watch it again? No. The real estate swindle. Oh, Brian said the real estate swindle reminded me too much of the Addams Family movie, but they did it much better. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's kind of funny. It looks blue, everybody, doesn't it? But it's actually purple because I'm having grape. I love grape
It
rock.
does
It does look like a cowboy star.
Yes, thank you. Go Cowboys. Not even going to get into that mess. Anyway.
Yep.
So yeah, how many?
I didn't say 4.
Yeah, you 4. Oh wow, that's more than
4.
I thought you were going to give it.
Yep, 4 out of 10. You know, to go back to his love of the Munsters, he did try to do it justice in some ways. He really did. His wife, Sherry Moon, doing her acting, like you mentioned. I get it. She was trying to sound like Lily from the old one.
She did okay.
She's
I
not.
think
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
I think if she would have toned it back a little bit, she would have done well.
Yeah, it might have been a little
She was
over.
very overacted.
Yeah, might have been. Well, this is Sherry Moon.
Yeah.
No offense. She's not the best actress in the world. She's just Rob's wife. who gets to be in every
Right.
single Rob Zombie movie, no matter what.
True.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think she really was the lead of this film. And I'm not sure she should have been the lead of this film, honestly.
Right. Isn't she in every single one of Rob Zombie's movies?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I was joking about. Is she is in every single Rob Zombie movie. She played Michael Myers' mother in Halloween, actually.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I don't know if I like their take on his mom for that movie, but well, again, we'll go on to that.
Brenda said it was in their marriage vows. What, that she'd be in every movie?
Yep.
Well, it's like I saw another YouTuber talking about it. I watched a couple reviews, and he was like, I guess it's kind of romantic that you have your wife in every film. You're a movie producer, and you can do that and have your wife in every film. But if she's not right for the part,
Right.
she shouldn't be in the film. I don't know if it's just he can't say no to her. Happy wife, happy life.
Right. Well, of course, Brian notates because she's sleeping with the director.
That's true. You can't deny that one.
Well played, Brian. Well played.
Exactly. Okay, I didn't mind so much the beginning Transylvania grandpa. Well, they don't even call him grandpa because obviously Eddie's not come around yet, so he's still a count. They refer to him as a count, which that's fine too. I don't have a problem with that. I did get a kick out of in Transylvania. Igor was, and I didn't catch it. I didn't realize it until like 30 minutes into the film. It's Sylvester McCoy, the 7th Doctor from Doctor Who. And it was so funny because I'm sitting there watching it, and all of a sudden he starts talking to Grandpa. I'm gonna call him Grandpa because that's what I grew up with.
Sure.
He's talking to Grandpa. All of a sudden it hits me. I look at Brendan and I go, "Wait a minute, I know that voice." I'm like, I didn't recognize his face at all because he's so make-upped up and everything. But his voice, I'm like, wait a minute, that's the 7th Doctor. That's Sylvester McCoy. I was freaking out. I was like, oh, that's awesome. So I love that. I love that Sylvester McCoy was in it. Not that he has anything to do with the Munsters, just the fact that he's a doctor. So, that's cool. I enjoyed that very much. I like that Cassandra Peterson, Elvira, she was in it, which does not surprise me.
She still should have been dressed as Elvira.
I agree. I was so disappointed when they call her and she's like, "Oh, I got the perfect house for you, blah, blah, blah. And when you show up, don't be turned off, but I'll be in costume because I'm going to a friend's Halloween costume party, blah, 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 blah." And I looked at Brenda and I go, "Oh, she's gonna show up as Elvira, which is gonna look very close to Lily, and there's going to be some kind of thing going on there. And yeah, she's just a witch. And I'm like, really? That's a missed opportunity,
Mhm.
you know? So I said I rewatched a few classic Munsters episodes. I watched
Yes.
the first Munsters episode, which is kind of along the lines of this. Grandpa's trying to find a man for Marilyn, and he creates a potion, a love potion, and Marilyn doesn't drink the love potion, but everybody else in the house does. So like the neighbors fall in, the neighbor woman falls in love with Herman, the mailman falls in love with Lily. All the girls in school are chasing Eddie, you know. Which was a great funny classic episode. Amazing. And then the second one I watched, shoot, what was that one? Gosh, now I can't remember what it was. Anyway, so classic Munsters is definitely the way to go.
I was talking to my brother last night where I was talking about, you know, the Munsters and, you know, today's episode and stuff like that. And I didn't get a chance to. I wanted to. I got it, the old series. I have it in my queue on Peacock to watch, and I just couldn't get any in. But as we were talking about it, he said, you know, what was interesting and good about the old series was there was always some kind of lesson.
Yeah,
It was good storytelling because there was always some kind of lesson, a lot of social issue stuff, a lot of stuff, you know, when Eddie's on the screen, you know, there's some Eddie's having to deal with something and all, and they use that as teaching opportunities.
You realize what the Munsters was the answer to, don't you? It's the answer to Leave It to Beaver. It's supposed to be like the demented version of Leave It to Beaver.
Oh, interesting.
That's exactly what it is. It's paying tribute to and making fun of at the same time Leave It to Beaver. You know,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they're supposed to be, you know, the average American family, but they happen to be monsters. That's what it is, you know. And Leave It to Beaver, they're supposed to be the average American family. You know? So this did not pay tribute to that. I didn't get that feeling of this.
Right.
You know, and Grandpa is trying to find Lily a wife or a husband, and of course he sends her to Nos. I can never say his name right. The original Dracula, the original vampire, Nosferatu. Thank you. Which the makeup on him was amazing.
Oh, it was fabulous. Fabulous.
Was great.
Yep.
And you know, it was, I don't know, it was kind of funny how goofy he was, but
right.
Just, whatever.
Yeah, Count Orlok. Thanks, Zig. Thank you.
Yeah, that was the character's name in the movie, Count Orlok, which was kind of funny. And then he was all about his little pet rats and, you know, whatever. And I did like when Lily tells him goodbye and he's doing his whole vampire dance, like getting ready to go into the rave and all that stuff. That was kind of funny. There was a lot of good dad jokes, actually. There
were a lot of good dad jokes.
Yep.
Yes.
I will give it that. There were a lot of good dad jokes. Herman he did better than I thought. In some ways he really felt he hit some of the characters' beats. You know, he's definitely as stupid as Herman. Because there were some things I was like, oh yeah, that's something Herman would have done in the original series. Yeah, that's something Herman would have done in the original series.
Blindly signing the
signing the house away. Yeah, he would have done that in the original series. So I was like, okay, he's got that right. But I don't know, he just didn't have that feel. And I guess it's because it's supposed to be the prequel, so they're not quite the Munsters yet. But
right, and I figure that's why they showed at the very end, kind of like the trailer, or you know, kind of redid the opening. To the series. So I figured, that makes sense. That would be the prequel.
That was something else. I did love that we got the classic Universal black and white studio at the very, very beginning. But I hated. I was like, wait a minute, where's my Munsters theme? I want my Munsters. I love the Munsters theme, and we didn't get that. And I was like, really? This is it? And then we got at the end with the black
Mhm.
and white sequence to match the original, which he did a good job on it. It looked pretty good. You know, the color in this movie is weird. It is so bright. And I don't know if that was to try and match like the 60s coloring when color TV's first. I don't know what his intentions were with. I mean, it was almost like blowing out the screen. It was so bright.
Some parts of it, yes. Yeah, that's true.
It was weird.
It was almost like you were going into a horror movie playhouse or a horror playhouse. You know how sometimes you go to haunted houses and
you mean like the clown haunted houses?
Yes, the clown haunted houses.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It almost had that feel kind of thing and stuff. Brian said, did I hear that Rob Zombie originally wanted the whole thing to be black and white and Netflix wouldn't let him? So he went totally garish with the color.
Whoa. I have not heard that. And if
So
that's
if
the
he
case, that's a knock on Netflix because I think it would have been better. I think it would have been much more better.
Much more better.
Right.
In black and white.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, why not pay tribute to the original? Oh, we had some bad knockoffs of one of my favorite movies, Young Frankenstein, too.
I love that movie.
I mean, the entire plot of getting Herman was identical to Young Frankenstein.
Mhm.
Okay, I know.
I'm sorry. It's Frankenstein.
Yeah, point.
That's good. Nicely done. Well played.
Thank you.
Is it also Froderick?
Right?
No, it's Frederick. Oh, well, I figured it'd be Froderick.
Well, in that case, it's Igor.
Well, I thought it was pronounced Igor. Well, you were wrong. My great great grandfather worked for your great great grandfather. Of course, the rates have gone up. Well,
here we go. We've moved into a better show.
Young Frankenstein is amazing. Oh, we'll probably get to it some way. Anyway, yeah, the whole I want you to go get this brain. It's supposed to be the smartest, human in the world, and blah blah. That is taken directly from Young Frankenstein. That is exactly Hans Delbruck was the brain in Young Frankenstein. I don't even remember what the brain was in this,
Yep.
But and then of course he gets the dumb comedian.
Yep.
Which, I mean, I guess it fit Herman.
It fit. Yeah. Well, Brian says, let's talk Young Frankenstein. It's much more better. And then your wife piped in. And then your wife says, much more better a movie. So there's number one, drinking.
Well, Young Frankenstein is a classic. It is the greatest Mel Brooks
much more better
ever.
Yes.
and it has Gene Wilder.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Right.
Gene Wilder. Right. Oh my gosh, that's got an amazing cast. I love Young Frankenstein. Anyway,
we moved from Rob Zombie's The Munsters to Young Frankenstein.
Well, obviously Rob Zombie is a fan of Young Frankenstein. Otherwise, he wouldn't stole a portion of the film.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah. So yeah, we got the whole. She's trying to find her true love, which is Herman. Oh, I did like when they go to Italy and they find Spot. That was funny. And my wife called that, by the way. What?
It was Paris.
Oh yeah, Paris. I'm sorry, Paris.
You said Paris. You did say Paris.
No,
I said
Italy. I said Italy.
Oh,
I don't know why I said Italy.
I heard Paris because I saw it. So I actually saw that part, by the way, everybody.
Okay. But yeah, when they make the comment about the monster in the sewers and everything, my wife immediately, she goes, Spot. And I was like, oh, that was good. That was really good.
Right.
And it turns out that was the origin of Spot. And I liked that. I thought it was cool. And you see Spot in bed with Lily like a dog. So, there are some good points to this film.
Right.
Just not a lot.
I got you.
Yeah. And I don't know if I like Lester, the werewolf. I just don't know if I like him or not.
That's okay. It was different. It was different.
Yeah. I mean,
I kind of redeemed himself story-wise at the very end.
well, okay. Yeah. Let's talk the end of this thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we're already at 55 minutes into the show.
Which is more time than you thought we were going to get out of this.
That is true. That is
I knew
true.
there were going to be some things to talk about. Yeah. So, okay. Again, I don't mind, I don't mind the love story. That's fine. We got to have that Herman Lily Munster love story. That's fine. I get it. The land thing, that was kind of I didn't care for that. But then this whole, so Lester goes and gambles the money that he got from the deed, and he wins all this money and gives it to Herman and Lily and Grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're rich. And that's how the movie ends. Oh,
Mhm.
sorry. Spoiler alert. And I'm like, what? That is the dumbest ending ever. I was just like, okay, you could have just ended this with Herman going to work, and it would have been fine. I like that. We got the origin to the parlor and his bosses. That was pretty cool. I did enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this whole thing, the Munsters weren't rich.
I have a devil's advocate play here.
Okay, I'm up for that.
Lester is also kind of an idiot. So and
I'm bringing you in. Megan. Just give you a heads up.
So
Go
Lester's
ahead.
kind of an idiot also.
Well, they all are kind of idiots.
Yeah. But so one, how are we to know that what he made is really that life-changing as they try to make it? And also, maybe you could also try to say like a currency rate thing, because maybe it's what they would
So you're
consider
saying
rich.
that like American money is worth
Right.
more than Transylvania money.
That could be a thing.
So in
too.
Transylvania, whatever he brought, like the money that they win for the Halloween costume contest, which by the way, there was a Halloween costume contest in the second episode of the Munsters that I watched also. And,
okay.
And
okay.
it was much more better, by the way.
Much more better. Cheers. Right on.
So yeah, okay, I get what you're saying, Megan. Maybe you're right. Okay. But I don't know. The way they ended it, they didn't allude to that, so
yeah.
I didn't feel like it, and I don't know. I think if there would have been something to allude to that, I think it would have made it a little bit better.
Agreed. There was nothing that alluded to it. There was nothing in the story arc that said that,
right?
Other than, hey, he's going to Vegas or
but
whatever.
Now that you said that, it's now in my head canon. So
right on.
I'm gonna go with that. I like that.
All right.
That's the only way I can justify this end. Good job, Megan.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate sometimes.
That one
it's
works.
all good.
So you made the end of that better. Oh, and Brenda said still no Marilyn's parents in this. Yeah, we didn't get Lily's sister in this. We only got the brother. There was not even a mention of her sister.
No.
So because Lillian has a sister, and that's actually Marilyn's mother.
Okay.
In the series, but they raise Marilyn. For some reason, Marilyn goes with them, and they raise her.
But it's never explained.
No, it's never really explained. Not that I know of, anyway. But yeah, so there was no mention of that. And it probably would have been better if they would have ended it with Lily's pregnant. Because then we know Eddie's coming along.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't even get that.
Right.
What the heck are you thinking, Rob Zombie? call yourself a zombie Munsters fan? Really?
He probably was in his own way. In all fairness, he probably wanted to bring out different things. The hard part, it just wasn't telegraphed in the movie itself. You know what I mean? It's like you didn't get any hints. I mean, there may have been some things he loved or appreciated. I don't know. It was tough. This was.
We didn't even get the Munsters mobile. I mean,
right.
Come on, that's a staple of the TV series. Heck, you see the Munster mobile in the opening sequence of the TV.
Well, maybe that's for the sequel. Maybe Marilyn and
There's
Eddie are all part of the sequel.
This.
I'm just saying, I don't know.
If there's going to be a sequel, it's going to be on YouTube, not Netflix.
All right. Well, with that, everybody, we are at the 1 hour mark.
Even since I've had enough of the Munsters.
Hey, everybody, thanks so much for joining us here on the Two Geeks and a Microphone show. Hey, I do want to say, check out our website at twogeeksmike.com, twogeeksmike.com, the number 2. That is kind of our hub for everything. One of the things we've got going on that you can get a link to there is to our Ko-fi page. That's our support page, like Patreon, but cheaper, and we like it much more better. Cheers.
Cheers.
I do like it much more better, to be open and honest with you guys. So, hey, did you run out of drink? Did I hear that you were sucking on a straw and you ran out of drink?
Yeah, I ran out of iced coffee. I would have more, but my daughter drank all of it.
Hey, so right, we're doing kind of a membership drive, and we've got a $1 tier, a $2 tier, and a $3 tier. But what we're trying to raise funds for, and you'll see it on our site, is specifically to, at the end of November, our Restream subscription comes to you. And so that's what we're trying to raise money for. So you can see it on our site. So if you'd like to help us out to do that, we'd greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, funny anecdotes, please feel free to contact us at show@twogeeksmike.com. Show@twogeeksmike.com. Well, Mike, I will leave it up to you today. Oh, Janelle. Hey, Janelle. Janelle Kramer Watts. We haven't seen her in a while.
Thank you, Janelle.
Seen you in a while. Wow. So
Yeah,
glad I caught the show today.
Just real quick, kind of a shout out to Sage Page Omega, to Derek from Three Geeky Dads, to our own Angie, who's not with us today, Megan and Brenda, all supporters, Ko-fi supporters for us. We really appreciate you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Excuse me. And we had a one-time subscription, or a one-time
gift given to us as well. Right on.
For who it was, and I can't find it.
We'll find it. Make sure we announce it on the next show. By the way, everybody, we're just taking a break and we're coming back to talk about Andor. So,
yes.
Very exciting
we didn't
stuff.
get a chance to talk about Andor earlier in the week, so
we were both swamped. So
yeah, it's been a crazy week.
That it has. Okay,
Oh,
cool beans.
Tammy Beecham was the other name.
Thank you.
Just want to give shout outs to each of those for supporting us. We'd really appreciate it. Remember, if you are not supporting us, you can get access to our Ko-fi only episodes of classic sci-fi.
If you're a supporter, we got six episodes up now. 5.
I think, I don't remember. I don't know.
I know, right?
I'm starting to lose track, and we got to come up with the next one too. So we got to do an October one now too.
Right.
But yeah, you can get access to all those, and those are some fun episodes. We did some cool research on some of those. Not quite the
nerdy and murdery level.
Yeah.
Nor even the Three Geeky Dads level.
But they are fun episodes.
They are. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
That's all I got to say about that.
Brenda's recommending we do Young Frankenstein.
Oh, I would love to do Young Frankenstein. I'm up for that.
All right, cool beads. All right, Mike. Well, hey, thanks everybody. Loved having you in the show. Thanks for being in the chat. Mike, I will leave it to you to sign us out.
Oh shoot, I need a Munsters thing. Gosh, I don't have a Munsters thing. I don't know.
That is okay.
It's okay, fine.
What'd you say, Megan? What'd you say, Megan?
I said it's the Munsters, like the cheese.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that reference. That was great. All right. So over and out, and yeah, it's the Munsters, just like the cheese. And it was kind of cheesy. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,
may the force be with you.